challenge Lester and battle back?
I thought the offense was great today. I thought we swung the bats really well. Tough pitching we saw all night long, and guys kept fighting. We had multiple chances, and cashed in here at times. Put 7 runs on the board against a good pitching staff. A pitcher that really hasn't given up any runs at all recently. So I feel good about the way we fought. Obviously, when we get over the hump, come back all the way and win that game. But when you dig a hole against a club like that, it's very difficult. And Vargas gave us what he had down. I think he had his normal command, his normal movement. So he was. Give us 4 innings, and you look up and Perdomo gave us 2 really strong innings before the 3rd. And possibly could have gotten him out at that point, but with a doubleheader tomorrow, and you really thin out the pin if you start going through the pin at that point in time. So he did a very solid job. We were in position, fought hard, so I'm pleased with that.
Just a command issue for Vargas?
Yeah, I don't. It's hard for me to tell from the side how much this ball's cutting. I really felt like, especially the right-handed hitters in our lineup, were diving out there and making sure they were getting to the cutter. That's probably what he's going to start seeing more of. Is guys get accustomed to seeing him and get more and more video information on him and get more and more tendencies and trends on him. That's what you see in this league. Hitters adjust to pitchers, and that's kind of what happened today. And he'll have to make the adjustment back.
Alexi Ramirez came out with a left hamstring cramp. Is there any update on how he's doing?
He tells me right now he's feeling fine. You can imagine with the rash of hamstring and quad injuries we had, if somebody says my hamstring hurts, we're going to be very cautious. And he was upset that we took him out, thought he was fine to play through it. But cramping, strain, it's really hard to differentiate right in the moment. And you kind of got to make a moment's time decision right there. He says he feels good, give me the big thumbs up to play tomorrow. So we'll make sure he's good before we stick him out there.
Incredible moment for Alex Dickerson here at Wrigley to hit his first home run as Padre, and then it's a grand slam.
Yeah, that's a big swing for anybody. He was smiling ear to ear, and it was a fun moment. It put us right back in the game. I mean, down 5 runs to a very good team. One swing of the bat, you're down a run, and it's a moment he'll never forget, and it was very special.
Does the Alexi injury at all change maybe who your 26th man tomorrow might be here?
I mean, there's also, you got a 6-man bullpen basically going into tomorrow with Perdomo throwing 3 innings today. So if you don't add a bullpen arm or don't add another pitching piece, you don't know what's going to happen in 18 innings of baseball. So there might be some discussion about what we choose to do for that spot tomorrow. And we could make whatever changes are necessary to make sure we're covered. I think those are conversations that are going to be ongoing after you all give us some time to talk.
Well, when you and Paul went out there, did he say it was cramping?
He said cramp. He said my hamstring's cramping. And I just, having had 3 hamstring injuries, like it feels like a cramp right away, and so it's hard to tell the difference. And then he gets in here, he gets treated as full range of motion, full strength, and then you feel good about, it's a cramp. But in that moment, you're not quite sure, and all of a sudden somebody smacks a single through a hole, and he's got to go second to home, and it was a strain. He pops it, and we just lost our shortstop for 2 months. So that wasn't what we wanted to do in that moment in time.
Does having to go to Rosales or there maybe change what you do in the 7th when Perdomo came to the plate?
Yeah, I think it does. I think there's a lot of things that factor into that decision at that point in time. How thin the pin's going to be going into tomorrow if you got to run multiple guys out. We've been really hard on the bullpen last week. The 6 guys we've thrown predominantly have thrown a lot of innings. I know we had yesterday off, but you're going to come up on a doubleheader and then 4 more days. So you got to be cognizant of that. And felt good about the way Perdomo was throwing the baseball, and thought he could wear the majority of it when you get a 4-inning start today. And did a good job out there. Was very pleased with his effort today.
This is certainly a run of bad luck for you guys with all the hamstring problems. Have you guys thought about maybe stepping back and taking a look at what's going on, or is it just a fluke in your opinion?
We have. I mean, I think everything we do in this organization is constantly being reevaluated. Every process is being looked at. Everything that occurs, we question, is there a better way to get it done? Is there something different we need to be doing? And we've had multiple meetings in the last week regarding the injuries we've had, and is there anything in the process that's wrong? Is there anything we need to do differently, from hydration to rest to the way we prepare them for games? Like, we ask those questions, and a lot of these you look at on an individual basis. They've occurred in very unique situations. I had a day off yesterday. Wasn't exactly running to the ground at that point in time, and Solartes came in Colorado. The other ones came at home, and you look at the workload on those guys, how often they've played in those days. Some occasions they had days off, and other occasions they'd run multiple days. So we kind of looked at everything, and we're very, introspective when it comes to things like that, trying to make sure we're doing the right things.
Have you had to change anything? Maybe.
I don't think there's been any drastic changes at this point in time, and I think we're having this conversation because hopefully it's just a cramp and it's not another hamstring strain, and we're fine. But Alexei Ramirez in particular has been very durable over the majority of his career. He's played 154, 155 games over the last 7 or 8 seasons. So he's a guy that knows how to prepare himself, knows how to get himself ready, and hasn't had this in his history really. So we're hopeful that he's good to go.
The decision, it's a little different because Lester was due up second in I think it was the 3rd inning, but when you didn't walk Russell in the 7th inning, was that just because you didn't have the pitcher batting in that situation?
I think that factors into it. I think that's a piece of the puzzle. I think another piece of the puzzle is like young guy on the mound who hasn't thrown for 10 days, trying not to put him in a hole from a command-related point of view, and he's got some punch-out pitches if it's possible to bounce something to Russell. He left that up. That was a very good swing by him. And, so multiple things factor in. I think things kind of layer on top of one another before you make that decision. But we discussed it doing it once again.